wanted to make this video for you because I feel like I experience this every single evening where I get to the end of the day and I feel like all of my efforts have not been nearly enough. I feel like I still have this massive list of things to do. I feel like the house is still a disaster. I feel like the things that I did do were done so imperfectly. It feels like I've messed things up. I feel all sorts of mom guilt and life guilt and just all sorts of things almost every single evening. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately and how I can make peace with my day at the end of each day. What's actually been a super powerful tool for me is this. During each day, either at the beginning or at some quiet point during the day, I give myself just a few minutes of quiet time to think about what those most important things are for me to get done during the day. A lot of times, there's just one thing that comes to mind. And a lot of times, that one thing is just spending time with my kids, just being with them, just teaching them, just playing with them. That's one simple thing that does not involve getting the house cleaned or anything of, all the other crazy things on my list of things to do every single day. It is not always easy to find a quiet time during the day. In fact, there are many days where I'm not able to do it, or at least I just really struggle to do it. But I found that even doing this just once a week makes a huge difference because it puts this huge perspective on things. So, on the days, right, where I have had time to just be quiet and sit with my thoughts, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If I'm lucky, I can get a nice little 20 minutes of just quiet time and just be alone with my thoughts, remove all distractions, literally just quiet my mind and focus on my priorities, focus on what is that one thing that I want to do today, what is the one thing that I feel I need to focus on today. When I do that, and especially on those times where I feel that I just need to be focusing on being with my kids, playing with my kids, interacting with them, those days usually end up with me not feeling guilty or not feeling so overwhelmed at the end of the day because I feel like the one big thing that needed to get done got done, and I feel like my focus was good. So even at the end of the day when there are toys all over the house and crumbs and the kitchen is dirty and I don't feel like I've gotten anything done, I still feel at peace with what happened during that day. It makes me feel less overwhelmed. It helps me to release some of that guilt and frustration, and it prepares me for the next day as well, because otherwise I just feel super not capable of handling things. And I feel like I make all these comparisons in my mind that so-and-so always has a clean house, and why is it that I have the same number of kids and I can't keep my house clean? Or, why is it that I can't get myself time to go exercise every single day at the gym when I see my friend over here who's exercising every single day and she's got 10 kids? Those comparisons start to sort of go out the window because I give myself that little dose of perspective and remind myself that my priorities and my focus are going to be a little bit different from the priorities and focus of every single person around me. We may have similar priorities, but my priorities are mine and mine alone. That gives me a lot of peace and a lot of control, knowing that it really doesn't matter what's going on around me as long as I'm focusing on the things that are important to me and that are going to make the biggest impact to my family. A second thing that's really helpful for me is just repeating this mantra or this positive affirmation. The universe or God will multiply my efforts. This is very comforting for me because I always feel like my efforts are not enough. I feel like they're inadequate. I feel like no matter how much I do or how hard I work, it's never going to yield the results that I want. So when I tell myself and remind myself that the universe or God will multiply those efforts, then I feel much more at peace knowing that I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to have this amazing superhuman strength or these superhuman abilities to yield massive results.